Hey, how's it going everybody? Taco from Taco Tuesday here, and today I am doing a base build. It's been a while since I, left a mark on the community and made a base build, but today I'm going to change that. So I don't usually like saying this so early in the video, but if you want to keep me motivated and you want me to release some more Rust videos, show your appreciation and support, and be sure to leave a like. On to some base related stuff. This base is intended for 1 to 2 players, so it's a solo and a duo base. To start it off with base stats, this base is going to cost you 17,500 stone, 4,000 wood, and 5,500 metal frags. Yes, that is a daunting amount of metal frags for a solo player, but we'll get to that in a second. Some additional information: it'll be approximately 4 doors to the tool cupboard, and of course you can add more if you'd like, approximately 10 C4 or 20 rockets to raid the entire base, and it's a hybrid base, meaning it's made of a partially stone and a partially metal interior. So here I'm going to explain this a little more. Here I am in Fortify, and this is a honeycomb 2x2. So as you know, when going about raiding this, you can blow through these 3 walls, which is probably the hardest way to go about raiding this, and not many people do that. So instead, people blow through the easiest way, which is these 2 walls right here, 1 and 2. So I decided to use metal to fix this issue by implementing it on each corner. So in Rust, metal has double the HP compared to stone, meaning it'll take 4 more rockets or 2 more C4 to raid metal compared to stone. So we're basically eliminating this weakness to this base by making it so these corners are as hard to raid as going through the hard part of the honeycomb. And that's what I mean when I refer to this base as a hybrid base. Anyways guys, enough talk, let's move on with the base tour. So here we are with the base door, and as you guys can tell, the base is pretty small. Keep note that this is a stone base, but it does feature a little bit of metal parts. So here we have an armored door, and for this base tour we will be using armored doors, but obviously since it's a solo base, you're probably going to be using sheet metal. Shotgun turret right here, and I do like having mine on the floor compared to the ceiling because how door campers usually are set up is they're set up facing upwards, so it's like the door is on a downward incline, so you want to have the shotgun turret as low as possible. Peek hole right here to check if there's any door campers directly at the door. It's not that effective for visibility, but it does kind of help. So in the first airlock on the left we have an armored door, and on the right we have a garage door. We're going to go through the armored door first. Notice in the second airlock we have a sleeping bag. This is one of 2 sleeping bags, just in case you want to bring a friend along. And one more door in, we are into the center 2x2. So first glances at the main room, it's got pretty much everything you need. From forges and storage to research benches and workbenches, it's got it all. So the first section of this room is this crafting area over here. We have a repair bench, a workbench, and a research table right here. We also have 2 small boxes here for your components. To the left of the entrance to this room, we have a locker here, which can be used to quickly gear up to go out in PvP. To the right of the locker, we have 4 small furnaces, which should be just enough to cook metal and sulfur. And of course we can't forget about the campfire. In terms of storage, from what I've seen, it has just enough for a solo player. In total for a box count, it has 8 large boxes and 4 small boxes. So for all the boxes on top of the rack, I suggest putting whatever you want in here. Basically you can use it as a spam storage, you don't have to organize it, and you can just dump in there. However, for these 3 boxes, this is the most protected spot. You're going to want to have your PvP gear here. So I suggest putting your armor, weapons, and possibly medicine and tools. And of course we can't forget about our tool cupboard, which can be used for resource storage. So notice how there's a box missing here. That's so we can get to our tool cupboard and so I can put a bed back here. Now we're going to go back to our first airlock to check out that garage door. So this garage door actually leads to a ladder room, which can go to our top floor for shooting ports. So we have an armored door and a sheet metal door. So the armored door is where we're going to go first though. So through this armored door, this is where I say we have one of those areas of optimization. Out here we have a balcony system, which you can practically do whatever you want. I decided to put chain link fences as well as a turret. Other possible ideas, you could put shop fronts, that way they're harder to break into, and you can just have a looking room. I, however, decided to put a turret here, not only because it looks really cool, but for one main purpose. So one reoccurring theme that I've noticed that is new since I came back to Rust is silent raiding, which is basically using a rifle and explosive ammo with a silencer to raid without people knowing. So I have found not a solution, but a mitigation in a sense. So as you know, if you get the correct angle on a turret, you can obviously drain the turret. So whoop-de-doo, they can drain my turret. That's not my reason why I'm adding the turret, obviously it's an added benefit, but the turret is supposed to be there so it can generate a lot of noise when they're draining it. That way it can attract nearby PvPers and possible counter raiders. There's a second balcony exactly like that one on the other side, but we'll get to that in a second. Up here is where our shooting ports are, and yes, I did add a shooting port area for a solo base just for those people who like to roof camp. Well, I mean also for defense and for other reasons, whatever. Sticking out at the center of the room, you can obviously see 3 large boxes. Well, they'll be used for temporary storage of bullets and ammo. Notice how I said temporary, because these can be easily shot out from down below. Here's that other balcony. I'm just going to show you guys this really quickly. Nothing too special. Once again, you can optimize this if you don't want to use the turrets. You could use, once again, window frames with windows or whatever. Now let's explain each of these individual ports. Let's go ahead and open that door over there and this one right here. Now everybody knows how these things work already, so basically you can just peek shoot and you can also shoot people below your base. They're quite nice. Every base has one and it's pretty much a priority. Next are these bunker windows, which I assume grab the most attention when people look at this base. So if you don't know what bunker windows are, they were very popular in the early parts of Rust, mainly around right when Rust came out of Legacy. So what they actually are just little like shooting slits, so they're like tiny holes that make it really hard for the enemy to hit you, but it's very easy to hit them. It generates a lot of different angles, so on top of this box, as you can see, you can get a lower angle, but if you're just standing up, you can just get a straight on angle, and if you're crouching, you can shoot up. They provide a very strong PvP advantage for people who are attacking you, or if you just want to roof camp in general. As you see here, I'm getting an interesting angle by backing up and moving forward. You can obviously optimize the size of the bunker windows by moving around the signs. So that's going to be pretty much it for the base tour. So anyways guys, if you are enjoying the base so far, be sure to drop a like, and let's move on. Start this base build off by setting up a 2x2 of square foundations. Upgrade them to stone, and then place a doorway on one of the corners and walls on the rest. Then on the opposite side of the side with the doorway, you're going to place a stair here, and then on the side of the doorway you're going to place 2 layers of low walls. Well, half walls I guess. Make sure these are half walls, otherwise you're going to run into some issues with the roofs. Upgrade the low walls to stone, later we'll be upgrading them to metal though. Now go ahead and place your roofs, 2 on each side. Upgrade them to stone, like the low walls. In the future, these will be upgraded to metal though. Now go ahead and place down your door. It'll either be wood or metal depending if you have a starter base prior to this. If you didn't have a starter base, that's okay because this can serve as your starter base as well. Now go ahead and set up your interior. If this is your starter base, you're probably not going to set up your interior like I am right now, but be sure to save up to do so. For this video, I'm going to speed up this portion of the base build. If you want to see a slowed down version of the interior base design, be sure to click the link in the description. That'll take you to a non-edited version of this portion of the base build. Once you're done, that marks phase 1 of the base build, the starter base. Now, once you've collected enough resources and you're ready to move on, go ahead and place your honeycombs outside like so. What you're going to basically do is place 3 triangles and make a trapezoid. This will add extra layers of walls to your base, making it harder to raid. Upgrade your foundations however you like, however I'm going to upgrade mine to metal because it has more health and because your foundations are the most important part of your base. Also because of the meme. If you get the reference and or you've watched the video up to this point, be sure to comment always upgrade your foundations and ceilings to sheet metal. Your base should look like this at this point. Now let's work on our honeycomb. So, since metal is stronger, we're going to add a variation of stone and metal for our honeycomb. Now what you could do is you could do the outside layer as stone and the inside layer as metal to kind of deceive the raiders. Sort of like this, but people aren't going to raid through there, so they're going to usually raid through the corners right here and completely ignore the metal. So what I suggest doing is tearing the metal pieces down and making those stone, and instead make the areas where they blow in through to get to the corner, so right here, and making those metal, because that's where the easiest point is. Be sure to do that for every honeycomb on every side of the base. Also be sure to add a doorway on the left side of the first airlock and a double doorway on the right side of the first airlock, so here and here. Now your base should look something like this from a top view. Then be sure to cap off all your honeycomb with ceilings. But also remember not to cover up your ladder room. Once done, go ahead and upgrade your half walls and your roofs to sheet metal. Then on the sides where the roofs are facing down, you're going to place 3 walls like this and upgrade them to stone. Do the same for the other side. Then on the leftmost triangle on the sides of the half walls, you're going to place a wall to the left and a doorway to the right. This will be your entrance to the balconies. Once you build up the balconies however you like, go ahead and ceiling off the entire floor, leaving room for the ladder rooms. Now to build up the shooting port floor, you're going to wall off your balconies like so. You're going to place one wall here and another wall right there. Upgrade that to stone. Do the same thing to the other side. Now the only confusing to these shooting ports is setting up the bunker windows. It's pretty easy. All you gotta do is just place 2 half walls like so, and place these half walls on the right 2 triangles. Then place doorways in the remaining gaps. Next break the bottom half of the wall for the half walls, like so, and do that for every side. Then you're gonna upgrade everything to stone. Then underneath the top half wall, you're going to place low walls like so, and then you'll form the bunker. The rest of this floor is pretty self-explanatory, so I'm going to speed through this. And your final step is to just sealing off the remaining parts of your base, so basically just sealing off this floor. And from there, you're pretty much done with the base build. The rest is just placing ladders and doorways down. And so, anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, like and subscribe if you did enjoy the base build. And yes, this is my first base build back. Am I going to make any more? I don't know. Honestly, I'm 75% done making this video, and it wasn't really that bad to make. So if you want to see me make more, be sure to like and subscribe to try to get my motivation back. But anyways guys, I'll see you later.